I'd like to talk to you.
Hey, you wanted to talk?
Yeah, it's about the miner. I have to say, I'm worried. He stopped socializing with anyone. All he does is work. Of course, I know this is not a time to party, but this guy, it's like he always needs to do more. Beat everyone to the punch.
Yeah, it worries me too. But it seems like this is how he wants it. Not much I can do to stop him.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, I know we have ways to neutralize the radiation he's getting and all, but it doesn't seem right that he needs medical attention so often.
He just wants to make himself useful in a difficult time. Where's the harm in that?
Useful. Yeah. Maybe that's his problem. He needs to keep proving how useful he is. If you ask me, he's on the road to self-destruction. He might be physically fit, but there's something going on in that head of his.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
I've been thinking about this for a while now. I think we could all use a mental health specialist on board. But the miner, he needs therapy more than anyone.
A mental health specialist? You mean creating a new alter? What if I can't afford that right now?
You should really make the effort, Jan. It always pays off. But if you really, really think it's impossible, well, maybe even sending the miner to the contemplation room by himself could help. Mindfulness is not exactly his strongest suit, but who knows? It might be better than nothing.
That's not such a bad idea. It's just that won't going back to all that bad shit in his life bring him down and make him lose that new zest he just acquired?
What if it does? Okay, he'll be a little less productive, but he'll be at peace with his demons. I'd say it's worth a shot. I have a strong feeling there's more to this guy than we think. All he needs is a proper opportunity to open up. A little bit of cleaning makes all the difference.
Hello?
Jan, Maxwell here.
It's good to hear you. Things are getting more and more tense in here.
Yeah, I know. Lucas told me everything. I set to work at once analyzing the data you sent. I won't lie to you. This condition you discovered is something never seen before. I can confirm what you probably already suspect. It is highly probable that it is induced by accelerated brain tissue development which your alters have undergone. I am very sorry this has happened, but nobody could have predicted it. As I've said before, you're a pioneer, Jan. Unexpected setbacks come with the job.
Easy for you to be sorry from behind a desk.
Is it? I'd say it's harder to be calm when you know you can only be a passive observer. Especially knowing that I'm going to have to ask you to cross another threshold.
I don't like how that sounds.
It's understandable. Just try to keep an open mind.
What would I have to do?
Prepare a treatment based on biological material from a healthy donor.
Donor of what, exactly?
Brain cells.
Oh. But isn't it a bit risky to donate brain cells? I mean, don't you need specialist equipment and personnel to do it safely?
But don't worry. You wouldn't be the donor.
What? Why not? I'm the only one who's not affected.
Because it would kill you. It's not blood samples we're talking about, but a significant amount of brain tissue from the cortex.
Oh, how did you want me to get it?
There is only one solution. You have Rapidium, Jan. You have the womb. All you need to do is create a copy of your body, but without applying the branching procedure. By leaving its mind records blank, you will create a being with no awareness, no feelings, no thoughts. A biological vessel, if you will. A tabula rasa.
Are you seriously suggesting what I think you are? You want me to create an alternate version of myself in order to extract his cortex?
What do you think makes us human, Jan? Our body or our mind? This life form would not be an alter, because it simply wouldn't be human at all. It would only be a body.
Wait, but if Rapidium-induced growth causes this, won't he get sick as well?
It shouldn't. Not if it stays fully sedated. You see, the mutation occurs in the part of the brain responsible for cognitive functions, thinking, learning, remembering. So as long as the vessel's cortex stays inactive, it will remain a clean slate, and its brain tissue will be safe to use.
So, tabula rasa is doomed to die.
Oh, I see what worries you. The possible existence of the human factor some people call the soul. Personally, I prefer the word used by Avicenna, essence. You see, Avicenna made a distinction between essence and existence, which he thought was the domain of the accidental, or, as you would put it, the choices that shape us. Essence, on the other hand, is that core of a being which endures, regardless of any circumstances. For Avicenna, essence proved that there was a God who created us. For me, it's a whole new field of study. Just think about it. What if we looked at this essence just like we look at any other aspect of a human being? Its body, mind, emotions, something that can be scientifically observed, trained, even enhanced. Isn't that exactly what you are doing with your alters, Jan?
Is that what you want me to do with them? Train them? Enhance them?
Of course not. I was only trying to show you how deeply rooted we are in sentimental superstitions our culture imposes on us. All I'm suggesting is that you look at this empty altar's essence in the same way a sculptor looks at a stone that is too brittle to carve in. There's no logical reason to fear dismissing it. Lucas and I went back to our old research to recreate a piece of code we once discarded. One that allowed for a much more flexible approach to erasing human memories. It can serve you to increase the capabilities of the quantum computer and create a tabula rasa version of yourself.
Upgrade the quantum computer? With the use of your banned research, but what about Ally Corp? What about the consequences for me when they find out about all the rules I've broken? A simple builder? I mean, creating my altars is one thing, but this... I could get accused of much bigger violations.
Can I trust you, Jan?
That depends. If I can trust you.
I'm putting a lot at stake for you. Of course you can trust me. Ally Corp doesn't have to know anything. Whatever happens from now on can stay strictly between you and me. I told you that I'd do anything to protect your mission, and I wasn't joking. Follow my instructions, and I'll take care of everything else.
Ally Corp has a big medical department. My ex-wife works there. Are you sure we shouldn't turn to them for help instead of harvesting this biological vessel against the law?
Yes, I'm sure. I told you before, it's better for you and your alters if your wife and her employers stay out of this. You didn't listen then. I hope you'll listen now. It's the only safe way for you. We can do this. Are you with me?
This is all very confusing. I need to think it through before I make any decisions.
Of course. I'm sure you'll come to the right conclusion. You're a smart man, Yandolski. Let me just make one thing clear. My goal isn't to undermine Ally Corp's operations. It's not resentment that drives me. Yes, my career was broken because of their short-sightedness, but I'm not seeking revenge. I just believe that I have a much deeper understanding of the full potential of your mission, and the means to execute this potential. All they could ever do is take the rupidium you've found and use it to boost the prices of their shares. Sure, maybe a few hungry people would benefit as a side effect, but it would all be temporary, insignificant, an opportunity lost. So, no, I'm not against them. But I know that by withholding some information from them, we can achieve so much more. Just think about it, Jan. Think about how much everything you're going through is really worth. Because to the corporation, you are just an instrument. To me, you are a gift.
Lucas, you there?
Jan, what's the matter?
Well, I have a favor to ask of you, sort of on the side. It might seem unconventional, but it's important.
What is it?
It's about a certain person called Benjamin Harris. It's possible he could have applied to participate in a Dolly mission in recent months. Do you think you could take a look in the candidate database and see if there's any trace of him?
And why exactly do you need to track him down?
Well, I'm doing this research project on my alternative lives. I wanted to see what's going on with a person I might have known if I took a different path. That makes sense to you?
Oh, sure. I mean, the general idea. And I'm always game for a good scientific project. But I can't just snoop around corporate databases at will. They're not that accessible.
Please? This is really important to me.
Look, I get it. But what do you want me to do? Break in? I mean, that would be illegal.
But it wouldn't be wrong.
I don't know. Look, no offense, but I think you're maybe a little lonely out there. That often leads to blowing insignificant things out of proportion. You know?
Look at you. The expert on human nature.
Very funny. What I mean is, why don't we stick to the bigger goal and not let ourselves get distracted? Okay? There's still so much rupidium you can bring.
Is that a no?
Oh, it's a no. Yeah. I mean, you know, I can't do it. Sorry.
Shame. Well, what can I say? Talk later, then.
Let's do that. Yeah. And just stay focused, Jan. Okay?
Sure thing. You must be pretty scared, being the oldest. Hey there. I talked to Maxwell. It looks like he came up with a cure for your condition. Really? Are you telling me there's hope? Yeah, it's some kind of sophisticated treatment based on healthy brain tissue. Maxwell sent us a formula. Oh. That's ambitious. What do you need me to do? Well, I'll need you to reprogram our quantum computer according to some old piece of code from Maxwell's experiments. He claims it's gonna let us create an awareness-free alter. Awareness-free? The plan is to create a biological vessel from my DNA and extract lots of healthy brain tissue from it. Biological vessel to produce a healthy mutation-free brain. That makes sense. So, you're okay with it? It sounds like a promising idea. Why would I not be okay with it? Because it's cruel? Science is cruel. Survival is cruel. But it's not just about our survival, right? The whole mission is at stake. That's what Maxwell said. Don't you find it odd that he's so reluctant to consult Alicorp Medical about our problem? It is slightly unsettling, I admit. Are you thinking of talking to them behind his back? I don't know. Maybe I should talk to Lena again? Look, this situation is starting to be a little too emotionally problematic for me. She's your ex, not mine. You decide whether you want to take the risk. Just remember, Maxwell gave us a viable option. Shouldn't we just proceed instead of complicating things? Maybe you're right. I'm overthinking it. Good. Just give me the green light, and I'll start researching that new QC functionality right away. Then we'll take it step by step. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. We can do this. Lena, can you hear me?
I'm here. Did you get to your rendezvous point?
Not yet. I'm experiencing unforeseen circumstances. Again.
What's the problem?
It's a medical condition I seem to have developed up here. Don't freak out, but it's some kind of... well, brain mutation.
What?
I said, don't freak out, please.
But didn't you get a proper checkup before leaving? How the fuck is that even possible? What is wrong with this mission? What is wrong with Maxwell?
He's trying to help. He suggested something, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. I could really use a second opinion, and I just thought you could have some ideas.
Okay. Do you have anything you can send me?
Yeah, I got an MRI scan.
Right. I'll see if I can figure something out.
Thank you, Lena.
Jan, you said Maxwell gave you a solution you didn't like.
Yeah, he did. I don't want to go into the details.
Well, whatever it is, maybe keep it as a backup option, just in case. We don't know how much time you have.
I'll keep it in mind. Thanks. God, can we talk? What do you use for filling? Looks like you have something to say to me. Please, tell me it's not true. Are we seriously going to farm a human being like it's a plant? No, you're right. It's unthinkable. I talked to Lena and she promised to try and help. Good. That's the way to go. I was craving a little...
Try me to take care of that. Fucked up world we live in, huh?
So, heard the news? We might have a cure for you.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about it. They're saying it's a controversial idea. But this is not the time and place for being subtle, right?
So, heard the news? I think we might have a cure for you.
Yeah, I heard. And I want you to know I don't like it. It would be like being fed my own brother's brain.
Healthy brain tissue, to be precise.
Oh yeah, that makes a hell of a difference.
So, heard the news? We might have a cure for you.
Yes,
I've heard, and I have a very strong opinion about it. Just because some things are possible from a medical standpoint doesn't mean they should be done. Agreed. We have to look for another way. Yeah, you got my full support on that. So, heard the news? I think we might have a cure for you.
yeah. I've heard. And I gotta say, it's kinda disturbing. Is it true you're considering creating this knocked out guy and retrieving his brain?
Would you rather I let you all die?
I'm not sure I want to live at all costs. I don't even know if I'd still have anyone to live for.
So what do you want me to do? Stop trying?
I don't know. You created this mess. You decide what to do. see me.
The amount of
I'd
peace
like
and
to draw your
quiet.
attention to something.
Those cabins are great.
I'm done here. Should I do this now? Let's meet. Done here. Should I help with this now?
So, have you finished your calculations? Do you know how we can get the gravity field back to normal? Yes, the design is ready. Our counterforce will have to come from several sources. 2 neutralizing towers, 1 per each side of the canyon to cover the whole affected area. It will be an effort to build them, but if operated correctly, they should do the trick and give us safe passage through. What do you mean by operated correctly? Good question. Well, there's a little catch to the whole situation. Once you set up the towers, they will need to be operated simultaneously. So, we'll need to send 4 people up there at the same time. Oh. Yeah. Better shape up your crew if we're gonna do this. I'm a bit rusty. Let's try again later. go. Here we go.
Fucking it. Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
How? God damn it.
No way. I'll meet you next time. So in a shitty mood.
Hey, you wanted to talk?
Yeah. I was hoping you could explain something to me. We're in deep shit, right? It's an all-hands-on-deck situation.
Sort of.
And you, my friend, did not outdo yourself to make me whole again so that I would shy away from hard work when duty calls. Correct?
Right.
So how come you're not sending me where the real action is?
Real action?
Mining outpost is where a miner belongs. That's where I'm at my most efficient, and that's where I'm needed right now.
Hey, easy now. First of all, every job is equally important. Being part of a team, you need to be flexible.
Hey man, I get it. I'm no bird brain. This is not me being picky. All I'm saying is if you got a racing horse, you don't make it pull a card, do you? I'm most valuable when I'm mining resources, and I'm not cut out for much else. So, don't give me that flexibility bullshit.
What's troubling you?
Well, I've been analyzing the situation thoroughly, and in light of the fact that we may all die of this abnormality in our brains, the thought of not making it back to Earth has been haunting me. To the point of obsession, I admit. Of all people, you're the one I least expected to panic like that. Are you afraid of dying? No, Jan. I'm concerned about what the world will miss if I go too soon.
Oh, what do you...
What do you mean? My work. Everything I did in my parallel life wasn't meaningless. On the contrary, no, it had the potential to push space exploration to a whole new level. Really? How? You see, I developed a method of nanoparticle dispersion that proved to be stable in even the most extreme conditions.
Oh, shit?
Exactly. And now it breaks my heart to think that all that groundbreaking research, all that knowledge could just disappear with me, never to see the light of day.
Yeah, man, you're right. We can't let the method of nanoparticle, we can't let it disappear.
So let's do something about it.
Yeah, right. But what can we do about it?
I want to recreate my research, here and now. Revisit my logic, backtrack my calculations, rewire the connections in my brain, and write it all down again. For posterity.
And you need me to...
Grant me the time to focus on this project and nothing else. Of course, I'd still be there to attend mission-critical tasks if the need arises, but I would appreciate if I could limit my availability as much as possible until I get this weight off my chest completely.
So, you're telling me no other scientist is smart enough to come up with what you did? Are you really such a genius?
Genius? You mean a nerdy guy you see in movies who wakes up in the middle of the night with a ready-made solution in his head? No, Jan. I'm a normal human being just like you. Difference is, I've burned the midnight oil more than once to find the answers I was looking for. It's no magic. But yes, I do think there's a risk no one else will ever come up with my method. And the reason I fear that is because, well, you could say, discovered it by accident.
What? No shit.
Yeah, but that doesn't diminish the importance of my results, does it? They say luck favors the prepared, but this time I'm gonna need more. Will you favor me as well?
Fine. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. It's amazing that by trying to save your own life and altering yourself, you involuntarily unleash such a big potential for change and progress. I can start working on my old research whenever you're ready.
Come on, man. We can't go with this experiment. Sounds fishy. Wanna gamble? 'Cause I don't. Egghead says brain cell therapy. I vote brain cell therapy.
I think I've got something for you.
Really? What is it?
I got my hands on some tech we've been using for one of our contracts. It seems it can be modified to your needs. It's a neural implant.
What? Oh, no, Lena, I'm not a neurosurgeon, and I only have the basic equipment here.
Oh, relax, okay? It's a tiny, smart device. Inserting it is no harder than vaccinating a kid. I'll send you all the necessary instructions.
Easy peasy, huh?
I missed your sarcasm. But no, it wasn't easy to crack this one. It took all night, actually. And we did our best to make it as simple as possible for you.
No, wait. We? Who's we?
I consulted a colleague. He was in charge of deploying this implant for its original use. Nobody knows this tech better than him.
What was the original use?
The client was a big company operating in the private prison sector. They tested it on convicts applying for parole. The implant didn't just track their whereabouts. It also allowed them to control them in other ways. Regulate their levels of anxiety and such. Anyway, we think we can reprogram it to provide other brain treatments. We've worked out an initial formula based on your scan results. The implant will let us apply the formula, but also allow us to react in case anything goes wrong in the future.
Wait, let me get this straight. You want me to implant a tracking device in my head and let Ally Corp medicate me with whatever they want?
That's what doctors usually do. I thought you'd be glad. This thing can save your life. Why does it bother you?
It's the surveillance that bothers me. I'm not a criminal.
Well, in that case, you have nothing to hide, right? Look, I know how it sounds, but it really is the only thing we've got. I'll send you the instructions, and please just follow them. The most important thing is to start the treatment as soon as possible, okay?
Sure. Thanks, Lena. Yes, Lucas?
Hi, Jan. Maxwell told me he's given you a way to help your alters. I thought I'd give you a friendly call and see how it's going. So, how's it going?
I know what to do to cure them. That's the most important thing. Why do you ask?
Oh, well, I hope you won't find me annoying, but I wanted to remind you about rubidium. I mean, I'm assuming you're planning to collect it at a more convenient time, but in case you forgot, it really is important, you know.
And you really are a pain in the ass.
Oh, think of me what you want. I won't stop caring. But I get you're busy. So, until next time, I guess.
Hey, come on, buddy. Rooting never helped anyone. Looks like we're all gonna die soon. Kinda makes it hard to stay motivated. You know what? We should make a bucket list. Share our boldest dreams. That would cheer us all up. If you think it will help. Man.
I found an alternative solution to your problem.
The implants, right? Talk about a divisive idea. But I, for one, appreciate your effort. Anything's better than, you know...
Have you heard? We have another way to cure you.
Right. Well done. Brain implants. Talk about jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Looks like talking to Lena helped find an alternative solution after all. Yeah. I mean, the idea of that implant doesn't sound so great, but I guess Lena knows what she's doing, right? I found an alternative solution to your problem.
I know. The news stirred up some emotions. What are you gonna decide?
I think I prefer to follow Maxwell's instructions. The implants would be too risky for you.
I'm not afraid of risk. Losing my moral compass scares me more. All done here. Should I help with this now?
You treat people like goddamn tools. Well, I'm not a tool, so you better show some respect.
It's getting a little cramped in our storage, Jan. nothing more to do here. Should I move there?
About that experimental therapy. Lucas?
Jan? Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm calling with some good news. I managed to build another Rapidium arc.
Wow. Really? That's awesome. I know it might seem boring to you, but I really believe Rapidium can change things. You know? It wasn't always like this. I used to think it was all a big scam, an easy way for corporations to patch their post-crisis budgets with public money.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was true, and my discovery was something they never planned.
Planned or not, it raised my hopes back up. I started believing again that things can change. Look, I never tell this to anybody, but you should know that back home, my older brother is doing time.
In prison? Seriously?
Yeah. You know how they always catch the little fish? My brother was a good kid, but he was unlucky. Our parents couldn't afford a higher education for us. He had to work, support the family. And where I come from, well, not too many options who you can work for, if you know what I mean. I was lucky. I met Maxwell. He paid my tuition fees.
Maybe it wasn't luck. Maybe you were simply more determined to get away than your brother.
Oh, he was determined, believe me. To feed his kids. Keep them healthy. My family used to live off the land, but after water became a luxury, that was no longer possible. And with no education or rich relatives, trust me, alternatives were thin. I'm telling you, I was that close from ending up like him. If it weren't for Maxwell. My grandma says it was a miracle.
How did Maxwell find you?
Simple. He was looking for promising students. And I'd just taken part in a science Olympiad in my country. I had a good result. Oh, very good, actually. And my topic was quantum algorithms. Call it what you want. Destiny. Pure chance. Fact is, Maxwell was going through a tough time in his life too. But that's a whole different story for some other time, maybe.
It was good talking to you.
You too. Good luck. And keep it up, okay? More arcs really could mean a better world. I'll send it out.
Lucas, you there?
Jan, what's the matter?
You didn't by any chance reconsider my request? About finding Ben Harris?
Oh, that thing. I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. But if it really means so much to you, I guess I owe you. With all the effort you put in on your side.
Those arcs you've collected, I know you're taking this mission seriously. So, I guess I can at least think about it. Okay?
Thanks, man. I won't tell anyone, promise.
Yeah, I know. You got anything more on this guy?
There's a chance he's a geologist.
Might be helpful?
And he's got a loud laugh.
That a little less.
That was a joke, Lucas.
I got it, Jan. It's just my laugh is a quiet one.
And that's what makes it so priceless.
Let's get this straight. I'm only saying I'll try.
I believe in you, Lucas.
Yeah, sure. I'll get back to you if I find something.
You know where to find me.
What if I'm right? We should at least try.
I don't think.
Not bad, huh? It really hits all your senses. The sound of the birds chirping in your ears, the summer breeze on your face. Quite the immersive experience. You forgot to mention the stench of mold in the air conditioning. Yeah, well, it can't all be perfect, can it? Apparently not. So, I was wondering, how much more did I not know about Mom? What? Well, it seems you got to know her better after our lives separated. I'd love to know what you talked about on that bench. So, this is what it's all about, huh? You just want to sit down and make up for lost time. That's not the way it works. What do you mean? You don't get to just collect a few nice memories and pretend you lived my life. Made my choices. You chose the easy way back then. You want it easy now. How do you know it was easy? I had my own problems. What if your life was actually easier? You never had to wonder what if. Well, now you know exactly what if. You know she wasn't alone in the end, but that's not enough for you. You're still making it about yourself. Just look at us. Here I am, scared of dying because of your decisions, and all you want is to hear more about Mom. My decisions? Yeah. You created us like this, like some kind of freaks, messing with our brains so much, I mean, it had disaster written all over it. But you preferred not to see it. You haven't got a clue how to cure us, do you? You're just pretending to care, because you need us to get back to your lousy life. Hey, you can deny it all you want, but I'm still waiting for a reason to believe you've changed. And all I'm seeing is the same guy who left Mom because he was fucking selfish. Well, I'm sorry you see it that way. Yeah, well, that's not gonna help me much, is it? You know what? I think I just want to be alone. Done here. Should I help with this now?
Hey, you wanted to talk?
Yeah. So, I heard you're in touch with Lena about our problem.
You did.
I just want to say, asking her for help is the smartest move. You're gonna do as she says, right?
I don't really know yet.
Well, you should stick to her. You seem to be getting along much better now, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
That's great. To think I was the mastermind behind it. Amazing.
It really is. Thanks.
Do you think this could be a chance for you and her to, get back together?
Only with you as my wingman.
Yeah. Funny. Well, in that case, there's something you need to know. I think it's only fair you should know how much deeper your relationship could have been.
What do you mean?
You see, she was the one who was supposed to go on this mission. She was the head of the hydroponic farms project. I was just helping her out in the lab. She was so excited about taking her solutions to a base like this. She wanted to go so badly. But she failed her medical tests.
And you could replace her just like that? Without any preparations?
It was madness, but yeah. Somehow I managed to get a crash course in everything in the last moment. It was only possible because I've been close to Lena all the time she'd been preparing. Because she insisted I take her place.
Wait a second. Couldn't she just take care of whatever the problem was and enroll for the next mission? Unless you're telling me this was something that wouldn't go away.
Well, it was. But also, it was something neither of us wanted to go away. She was pregnant.
Oh.
I only learned about it the night before takeoff. She didn't want to raise my hopes because it was still such an early stage. We'd been trying before, but every time it ended all too soon. The disappointment was unbearable. And yeah, I can't say it didn't put our marriage to the test. But this time, we were really hoping for a breakthrough. Thing is, I'll never get to know if we were right.
Shit. That must feel terrible.
For a moment, I even thought I could somehow bring it all back when all this ends. That was before the MRI scan. Funny. I never thought being a father would become so important to me. What about you? Did you ever think about it?
I can't say it never crossed my mind, but honestly, I wasn't sure I'd be a good dad.
Because of how our father was? I get you. I was scared too. My biggest fear was to become like him to my kid.
So why'd you go through with it?
Because I knew I was different. Lena was with me. She trusted me. That was all the proof I needed. You should have seen her beaming that night she told me. This could be it, Jan, she said. I'll never forget the look on her face. I was supposed to get a good night's sleep before the launch, but we just talked the hours away, laughing and remembering old times. Until at 3 in the morning, we ended up singing Big Green Tractor.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's right. The unforgettable hit of our mountain road trip.
That trip. Man, that must have been in another life. We were crazy, young, and in love.
And broke. Remember that rundown car we borrowed from Lena's uncle?
Yeah. All it had for a radio was an old CD player and one CD.
And the opening track, Big Green Tractor. It made us laugh so much we played it on repeat.
Yeah. Those were the times.
That trip was where Lena bought us that cheesy shepherd's axe. Remember?
Oh, yeah. You know, I even packed it on this mission to remind me of her. Hey, you didn't by any chance have the same idea? No. Sorry, I didn't. Oh yeah, stupid me. I got so immersed in memories I almost forgot you two split up. I guess I'm just trying to hold on to anything real and tangible. I packed so many things that reminded me of her, I'm left with nothing. But, of course, there's no way that axe could materialize from another life where it wasn't, well, valued so much. Anyway, thanks for talking. I'm glad I got it off my chest.
Looks like I found an alternative treatment for you.
Shit. So it is true. Your wife told you to put implants in our brains so the corporation can track us? You're not seriously thinking about it.
No, relax.
Of course not. I knew you wouldn't.
Hey, can I ask you a favor? Isn't that what you do all the time?
Yeah. Well, this is not mission related, not directly anyway. That's not helping your cause.
Right.
Do you remember that road trip to the mountains we took with Lena just after we met?
Of course I do. We took a lot of unnecessary risks getting into that old pickup without giving it a proper checkup first.
What were we thinking? We were in love. Nothing else mattered to us.
Well, just confirms that love is not a feeling you should trust too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, remember the shepherd's axe Lena bought us there? A silly souvenir just for laughs?
Please, don't remind me.
I need to recreate it.
Really? Why? Look, I feel bad about that. But I know I can rely on you even when you're pissed off at me. That's what makes you special.
All right. Go on.
Let me put it straight. I need help. And of all the alters, you're the only one who can give me the right answers.
That's not an unusual situation. So you have questions about the axe?
You see, I forgot what it looked like exactly.
Wooden handle, steel head, folk ornaments.
But are you sure the head was steel, not iron?
It was a cheap toy, so I guess you could be right. But it looked quite hard. I'd know for sure if I could see it.
That's the whole point. We don't have it.
Right. About those ornaments, it had these red woolly pom-poms attached to it. Do you remember how many? 3. That I'm sure of.
But I don't think they were red, Jan. More like magenta, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. About that handle. I think it had some kind of a floral pattern carved on it.
Floral? Are you sure?
I thought it was more like a zigzag.
Oh.
Damn, this is not helping. And I thought you'd be the perfect guy to recall technical details.
Well, maybe we don't quite agree on the definition of technical details. Now, if you'd asked me about the pressure in our tires before we headed out, or the details of the dissertation I was in a hurry to submit before we left, you'd have gotten them immediately. But a toy axe? I didn't exactly analyze it, if that's what you expected. All I remember is I looked like a fool holding it in that photo Lena took.
Shit, you're right. There was a photo. It's a shame I got rid of it.
It was a good decision, if you ask me. Well, that settles it then. If I can't help you, no one can. Just let it go and get your mind back to important things. Lena could still have that photo. Lena? Jan, is that what it's really about? We're in a shithole here, and all of a sudden you feel like flirting? Relax. I assure you all I want to do is recreate that axe. Don't worry, I'll take care of more urgent matters first. Well, in that case, do whatever you want. Just don't waste my time.
Jan? Hello?
Lena, hey. I just wanted to call to say thank you again and ask you about something personal.
Okay, what is it?
Remember that road trip we took to the mountains? Just after we hooked up?
Mm-hmm.
We borrowed a car from your uncle and...
I remember. What about it?
Remember that shepherd's axe you bought me?
It's kinda hard to forget.
You didn't by any chance keep the photo of me holding that axe? I'd really like to see it again.
That's a strange request. I'd have to check.
Sure, just let me know if you find anything, okay?
All right, I will.
Thank you, Lena.
Talk soon.
Lucas, any news?
Yeah. Good news, actually. I managed to get into the candidate database. Your guy does exist.
Seriously? Wow.
And you were right. We have him on the list.
No shit.
Yeah, this is very fresh. His application's still waiting to be processed, but I bet he's got a decent chance.
Works on an offshore rig, which would make him qualified to work as a refinery operator.
Man, that's just incredible.
Want to tell me more about why it's so incredible?
The refiner. My alter, he predicted this. He knew this guy. They were in love. And he knew him so well, he was sure Ben would apply for a dolly mission. Even though he wasn't sure, I wasn't sure. He existed anywhere outside his mind.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, what are you planning to do with this information? Will you tell this alter of yours that his boyfriend is actually out there?
Well, I feel that I should tell him. He really wants to know.
Look, I don't know, Jan. I'm not sure you want to get this guy's hopes up.
You mean?
I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen to your alters, right? Even if they survive, we all want the best for them, but imagine your alter ego finding this guy back on Earth and what? Marrying him? It could be a dangerous precedent, don't you think?
Shit. Oh, this is complicated.
Yeah, well, you know them better than me. He'll figure out what to do. My job is done here.
Yeah. Thanks, Lucas. I owe you one.
Don't mention it. Just keep it up with the Rapidium, and we're even.
So, now I know what a brain scan looks like. Did you make any sense of it?
Hey, got a minute? I have some news about Ben.
You asked about him? And?
He exists. And he's alive.
Is he? So, he was planning to go to space here as well?
Looks like it. And there's more. He seems to be the very same person you knew. Working on an oil rig and all. It's... honestly... it's amazing.
Wow. You know what this means, don't you?
Whatever it means, you shouldn't get your hopes up.
Hopes? Oh, you mean... you think... Yeah. No, shit. I wouldn't even know what to hope for. This is just too beautiful to be true. Now we really need to make it back alive. I need to make it back.
I hope you're not planning to contact Ben. Because this could really complicate things for me, considering your, existential status.
Shit, man. I don't know, okay? I'm not planning anything, I'm just enjoying the good news. I'd never do anything bad for you, you know that. Not after how much you've done for me. And let me tell you one thing, Jan. I've been absorbing you with my problems, but that doesn't mean I don't know life hasn't been great for you. It's given us both some sour berries to chew on.
Yeah.
You remember Uncle Martin's red currant wine, right? Oh, yeah. It'd say, some people get lemons and make lemonade. I get red currants and make wine. Well, you just proved that we can make some really sweet wine out of those sour berries we got. Thank you. Never stop believing the future can be bright.
I'll try.
done here. Should I help with this now?
Lena, hey.
I found them. Our old photos. Talk about going back in time. There's one that might interest you. You're waving the shepherd's axe like some mad caveman. You look so chipper in it. I almost forgot how big that smile of yours can be.
Huh.
Made me wonder, you know, knowing what happened later. How little it took for us to go from those happy times to fighting with each other. One moment, you're smiling so broadly, holding that axe, and the next you're smashing it to pieces on our kitchen table.
Yeah. I know. And I really wish that never happened.
Of all the things I ever gave you, you had to bring this one up. Why? It was cheesy, it was worthless. And it brings back a whole lot of shitty memories.
I'm sorry.
Just forget it. Do what you want with the photo. I'm sending it over.
Thanks, Lena.
Take care, Jan.
Yeah. Talk later. Man, you are fuming.
Oh yeah? Then maybe leave me alone.
I don't want to leave it like this, but I don't know how to help you. What do you usually do when you're angry?
That's easy. I find something like a pillow or a tree and beat the shit out of it. Works like a charm.
Win-win situation. You get to blow off all that steam while your victim quietly takes the beating. No hard feelings.
Right? Man, I almost feel as if I've done it already. Thanks. What's going on? I'm dizzy.
Are you all right? What happened in the refinery?
Wish I knew. I blacked out. I think there was a leak and I inhaled toxic fumes.
You blacked out? You need some time to get better? few minutes are more than enough, thanks.
Should I help with this now?
I wish I got to try Para Joe's?
Parahodas. Lemon leaves coated in dough and fried. I heard they're an incredible delicacy.
To drive a race car. I see the appeal after many days cooped up in here.
Man, you have no idea.
I wish I...